Good morning, everybody out there in YouTube land. Hold on, let me change my icon real quick so that you know who I am. There we go. Welcome, 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 welcome. There we go. Welcome, 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 welcome to another grand and glorious episode of Arizona Podcast, starring your beautiful host, Mr. Arizona. How's everybody doing this morning? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're feeling well. Hopefully you are having a fantastic day. Me, my day is just getting started. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Had a few little incidences that happened with me, and I'm gonna talk about those things, and I'm going to talk about the state of the world and way people are, and I want to cover a lot of different things today. So let's see. Let me change this to a proper thing here. Let's go with that. Then let's see what is productive here. Let's see. What is selective to the podcast here? Oh, that's the overlay. Okay, hold on just a minute. Let's see if I can get something going here. We'll go with this one. There we go. So, anyway, let me get to the comments. Okay. The subject today is the world and how it is going to today. For one thing, the world's starting to turn out to be a very dangerous place. The world's starting to turn out to be a place to where, you can't even go out your front door without somebody coming up to you and wanting something out of you or trying to get something out of you by manipulating you, harassing you, and instilling fear, because that's not cool. That's not the way to do it. That's not the way to conduct anything. I had an incident the other day with an individual, and he seemed nice at first, seemed very nice at first, and then, well, it panned out in a very, very bad way. Okay, it did. It panned out in a very bad way, and that just goes to show you. That just goes to show you, and my son brought this to my attention, that the world isn't nice as people think it is. The world isn't wine and roses as people think it is. It's not. You have to, watch out for yourself, and you have to protect yourself. Like where I live right now, I live in one of the most dangerous parts of town there is. And I used to walk around like, no big deal, not going to happen to me. Not going to happen to me. Not going to happen to me. Nothing's going to happen. It's all going to be wine and roses. Well, it wasn't. An incident happened to me, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. And something bad was about to happen. Not going to go into great detail with it, but that little incident, my friends, was a wake-up call. And it's simply put, no matter where you're at, when you step out your front doors, you always 100% have to protect yourself, have to be aware of your surroundings and aware of the people that you're talking to and you're coming across, because you never know, you might run into that one person that would either ruin your life or take it away. And yeah, so that's about the extent of how I can say about that. And then also, you know, as I stated before in my previous channel, the youth of today needs to be educated. The youth of today needs to be guided. The youth of today needs to be taught a brand new way of life. Because after all, when all of us oldsters are gone, when all of us old people are gone, and the younger generation is left to take over, left to basically continue in our footsteps, what kind of example are we setting to the younger generation when they get no support, they get no love, they get no care, they get no proper guidance? A lot of them are growing up in, broken homes, broken families, and so therefore, when they don't get attention from one area, they look for attention from the next area. And then that's when they get involved with gangs. That's when they get involved with all this kind of negative stuff, because they tried to look for the positive in their own family units. And once they don't find it, once they don't procure it, they look for attention and for love elsewhere. And that, my friends, is where the real problems with this world are deeply, deeply rooted. They're deeply rooted in the future. They're deeply rooted in our basically the younger generation, man. Because when the older generation is gone, the younger generation is going to take over. The younger generation is going to be doing their thing. Well, how good is the younger generation going to be if we can't teach them right, if we can't guide them right, if we can't love them right, if we can't lay a good foundation for them to hang on to? A prime example. I'm going to give you guys a prime example. Yesterday, I witnessed an accident right in front of my house. What had happened was that the young man took his parents' car and he went out and he was drinking and smoking and partying it up all night. He comes home in the morning to try and park the vehicle, right? He somehow, his depth perception was kind of a little fouled up. And well, he decided to floor the vehicle and slam right into a parked car and flip his vehicle over completely. Now, an incident like that would have never, ever happened if he would have been educated about drugs, educated about alcohol, and educated about vehicles and how dangerous they are and how they should be respected. People need to be educated from that, with all that stuff as of a young age. And I'm not just talking about parents. I'm talking about the school systems too, the local school systems. Because there's a lot of bullying and there's a lot of bullshit going around. And people and children alike should never be afraid to go out of their own home, to go somewhere. They shouldn't be intimidated like that. They shouldn't be living in fear like that. Hell, there's kids all over the place afraid to go to school because they're afraid of being bullied. They're afraid of being hurt. They're afraid of being, all these negative things that are happening. And, all of this could be prevented by proper parental guidance from us, from all of us, period. And I'm not just talking about parents. I'm talking about teachers. I'm talking about principals. I'm talking about the general school systems in general. We've got to do what we can, ladies and gentlemen, to preserve our younger generation, because if we do not, we will have no future. We will have no freedom to do anything. We will all be a slave to our own system that we are creating. Because think about it. We created this complex system of ours, and we could rebuild it. We could reform it. We could get people that actually give a goddamn shit. Look for people that give a shit to put in our school systems. Look to people that give a shit that put in our political crap. Let's get people that care, folks. Let's get people that give a shit, folks. Don't let our fucking youth and our fucking future go down the fucking toilet because of our mistakes, because of our misleadings, because of our bullshit. Don't let the younger youth suffer because of us. What we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, with this younger generation, because I'm feeling, and I don't know if a lot of you are feeling the same way, that the younger generation of today's society, and I'm talking about in 2025, is getting stupider and stupider and stupider and stupider. We need to stop that. We need to get them educated on not only certain subjects. Show them one thing and one thing only that this world lacks. Not only show people discipline, not only show people, firmness, but show them love, show them care, show them that there is somebody out there that actually gives a toss as to what's going on in their lives. Give them sympathy, give them respect, because that's what the world is lacking these days. Respect, love, caring. Like I said, just because, I'm going to give you an example. An old elderly man walks down the street, right? A younger man sees him not as someone to help, but sees him as an easy mark to get what he fucking wants, an easy target to get what he fucking wants. Because he figured, oh, he's old, he's stupid, he doesn't do anything. Is that the way today's youth is? Is that the way today's society is? That you can't even go out of your own home. Can't even go out of your own home without having to worry about something happening to you, without having to worry about somebody robbing you or hurting you. Is that the way today's world is? That you can't even go out of your own home and walk around your own neighborhood without looking over your back and being scared. Now, because of an incident, I have to live in fear for the rest of my life. You know how that is? To be afraid, be scared half to death when you even step out of your own home. You know, people don't realize that these little incidences, they make people traumatized, dude. They make people afraid, and people shouldn't be living in fear. But then again, things like this should never fucking happen. People should never get robbed. People should never get killed. Stuff like this should never fucking happen to anybody, period. Nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to have their goods taken away. Nobody deserves to live in fucking fear. Nobody deserves that. But yet now, every time I go outside, every time I go somewhere now, I have to look over my goddamn shoulder now. I have to do that now. I used to be able to walk, be confident, and walking by myself, you know, just messing around, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. But now, because of an incident that happened to me, now I can't do that no more. Because one single person traumatized me and got me scared and panicky to even go out my own house. That's not the way to be, man. It's not good to live in fear. It's not good to hating the world because of one bad experience. I know there are good people in this world. I know they are. But here's what it is. And I think it's bullshit. I shouldn't be living in fear for my life. Every time I go outside, every time I step outside my house, every time I step outside my doors. Déjala aquí, quiere comer, dale más comida. Now, also, I have to worry about my wife too. Every time she goes out. Because what if something happens to my wife, man? You know, it seems like it's getting to the point to where me and my wife can't even go to a simple restaurant to eat anymore. Because these goddamn people. And that's what I'm saying about the younger generation, man. We need to get them educated. We need to give them a wake-up call. You know, instead of disciplining them, instead of saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, why not say, I love you, and what can I do to help you? What can I do to make this situation better and fix the problem instead of enhancing it? Because I understand today's youth needs help, needs a lot of help, because they're going to be the ones representing us when we're no longer here. That's what I'm saying. The younger generation today is going to represent all of us when it comes to tomorrow. And that's why if we don't do something to fix this problem, then we won't have a future left for not only our children, but our children's children's children. This world is not going to hell. It's not. It's salvageable. But we have to work hard and stick together to do it. You know, everybody is always individualized. What can I do? What can they do for me? What can I get out of this? What can people do for me? Me, mine. I want. It doesn't happen that way. It doesn't. Because when you're in this world, you come across all kinds of individuals in this world. From many different people, from many different states, many different places, everywhere. It's part of it. It really is. It's part of it. And like I said, this young man that caused me grief, I feel sorry for him. Because his parents and his home life was not fulfilling. And therefore he was angry with the world and felt like the world owed him a living. When he didn't. He owed it to himself. And you know, if he had the proper love and if that man had the proper love and the proper guidance in his life, he would have been appreciative of his life and grateful for it. Because that's what this world is desperately needing. We need to come together as brothers and sisters in love. We're all one great big family here, whether you believe it or not. And all of us do make a difference in life. And I'm speaking from the heart. I'm saying how I feel, saying, you know, speaking from my heart. And if you want to listen to it, that's great. If you want to hear it, that's great. If you want to compliment, that's even greater. But I'm just speaking truth, saying how I feel on this podcast today, and leaving it at that. I gotta see what's going on. I'm not getting any comments at all. Hold on a minute. Why is it with my phone? You know what? I'm gonna drop a link. Anybody wants to come up and take the link and talk to me truthfully, without being disrespectful, without being mean, without being hurtful or hateful. Let's learn to talk like adults on this platform. Because I'm not into the drama, I'm not into the baby shit. If you're gonna do that, just go somewhere else, because I'm not in that. I'm not into drama, and I'm not into bullshit no more. So if you think that's what this channel's about, then you might as well just go look somewhere else, because it's not what this is about. When I said a long time ago I was done with this drama shit, I'm done. I'm just creating normal channels. And that's it. I don't care about arguments. I don't care about what goes on YouTube. I care about one thing: what happens in life, what happens in our day-to-day lives, and what we could do to improve it. That's the whole point of this podcast. Because I know for a fact that what I went through, what I'm going through, I know I'm not alone in this. I know there's a lot of you out there that are going through the same similar things that I'm going through. I know there's a lot of you out there that are. It's just that you're choosing to be silent. You're choosing to be quiet about it, for fear of ridicule, for fear of what people say or what people do. When, you know, you shouldn't. You know, you shouldn't feel intimidated or live in fear. Not one person on this face of this earth needs to live in fear of anything except God Himself. Man should never be afraid of any man, period. But yet, every single time I step out my house, every single time I go out anywhere now, even if it's short trips, it doesn't matter. I'm terrified to go out of my house now. I really am. And there's nothing that I could do, that anybody else could do about it. It's something that I have to live with. But I know for a fact that I'm not suffering alone. I know for a fact that a lot of you out there are going through the same crap that I'm going through. You just don't want to speak up and you don't want to talk about it because you want to stick your heads in the sand and act as if nothing's happening. Act as if, well, as long as it's not happening to me, who cares? As long as it's not happening to me, who gives a fuck? Well, the thing is that the situation that happened to me can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody at any given time. Whether you're in your home or whether you're out on the street. And shit like that can happen out of the middle of nowhere. And it happens quick. And like I said, I don't want to be the lone wolf here. I don't want to be the person that's the only person that's experiencing these things. The only person that's gone through all this crap. Because I know a lot of you out there have gone through this. I know a lot of you out there have come across people that don't want to do positive to you. They want to do negative to you. And I'm sorry, but those are the type of people, to me, how I feel. Those are the type of people that need the help the most, that need the love the most. Because that's what they're lacking in their home life and in their family life. And that is the reason why I said we need to do what we can to educate and preserve today's youth. Because if we don't, more and more incidences like me and many, many other people are going to continue to happen. It's going to continue to go on. And people are going to be more paranoid and more afraid to go out of their house or afraid to go somewhere. Then what? We're going to be basically prisoners of our own paranoia because we didn't do anything to rectify it. We didn't do anything to fix it. We just let it happen. Sorry, I'm making myself a smoothie right now, so just give me a minute. Here's another thing that's going on that's been a big, huge media hype these days. The fires that are happening in downtown LA. Those fires. You know, Firefighters are working day and night trying to put those out without no food, no water, no rest, nothing. They're risking life and limb every single day to try and get that fire put out. There are people that are homeless because of it. There's women, there's children, there's elderly people out there. It's a very, very terrible situation that's going on out there. It really is. It's got banana in there. It's got a little bit of peanuts in there, and it's got chia seed in there. Good, huh? And it's got a Granny Smith apple in there as well. But anyway, guys, like I said, in the fires in East LA, there's people that are risking life and limb every single day to try and keep those fires under control. Dude, there's people from Mexico and there's firefighters from Mexico and from Canada trying to help aid to put those fires out. They're in a very, very dire situation. Very dire situation. And here's what a lot of you people don't understand. What could happen over there, the same exact thing can happen right over here or anywhere. Think about that. A fire could break out anywhere and can start burning uncontrollably anywhere. That's what a lot of people don't understand about all this. What's happening to them could happen to any one of us too. That's why one thing I would like to do at this moment is let's do a little prayer, little silent prayer, a little moment of silence out of respect for the brothers and sisters out there in California that are fighting this fire and that are risking life and limb. This is for them. That was a moment of silence. Test, test. What the hell? My mic doesn't seem to be working. Huh. Let me just check the audio real quick. Let me check the audio. Okay. That was a moment of silence out of respect for our fellow brothers and fellow sisters out there in California and in downtown East LA and everyone else around there. I'm going to go ahead and head out now. So you guys take care. Much love. And I will see you on the next episode of Arizona Podcast. Take care and have a great day.